shot by Hernandez.
Great ace from Alexis Mattel. Houghton
Throws it down! What a play by Amanda Houghton!
Qureshi is rejected by Alexis Mattel.
Blocked by Andrews and Maswavchik. Hovey into the crowd! Set goes to BG! And the Falcons, the Cardiac Birds have done it!
Bowling Green takes it in 3 sets. Bring out the brooms, because that's a sweep for the Falcons.
Bowling Green State University Volleyball back at Victor E. Court at the home of the Northern Illinois Huskies. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network here calling this game between the Falcons and the Huskies, the second of their second-to-last series of the MAC season in 2024. The Falcons have a home series against Ohio next week, and they finish this series up against NIU today. For all BGSU sports content and updates, including everything BGSU volleyball, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter, and go to our YouTube channel, the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, for our rebroadcasts and all other visual media that you can consume about BGSU athletics. So before we get into talking about yesterday's game that Bowling Green swept Northern Illinois, let's talk a little bit about the scene of the Mid-American Conference, because it is interesting to say the least, and for the Falcons, this is what really matters coming in this late in the season. So Bowling Green clinched a spot in the MAC Championship along with the MAC Championship tournament, along with Central Michigan and Western Michigan. They all clinched yesterday with wins. The Falcons 13-2, the first seed. They play NIU today, Ohio next weekend. They need to win out for a first seed bye in a MAC Championship inside of the Stroh Center. So that's what Bowling Green's playing for in the next 3 games. Central Michigan's at 12-3. They are currently second place. They play Kent State today, who's one of the bottom 3 teams in the Mid-American Conference, and then Akron next weekend, who is another one of those bottom teams in the MAC. They need to win out and hope for a BG loss for the first seed and a home MAC tournament in Mount Pleasant. Western Michigan is third. They also clinched yesterday, 11-4. They play Miami of Ohio today, and then Ball State next weekend, who's no bad team. Ball State has been very good lately. They're one of the top 5 teams in the MAC. Western Michigan needs to win out and hope that both BG and Central Michigan lose out for them to get the first seed. So it's a little bit of a tall order, but they're fighting with Central Michigan for that second spot and a first-round bye when it comes to MAC tournament time. Ball State is in 4th place at 10-4. They play Toledo today and Miami Tuesday, and then Western Michigan next weekend. So they're currently in 4th place, but a tough road ahead. Toledo's not a bad team. Western Michigan is a top 3 team in the MAC. We all know that. Miami's a little bit of an easier one on Tuesday, but they have a rough row ahead. They cannot finish first place, but they might be able to squeak their way into second place with some good luck. Obviously, they have to play Western Michigan twice so they can jump over the Broncos. Buffalo's currently 5th at 10-5. They play Ohio today and Eastern Michigan next weekend. Eastern Michigan's fallen off a little bit. Ohio's kind of on the uptrend. So those 2 opponents in the next 3 games are going to be telling for Buffalo how well they're going to play in the MAC championship and where their seeding is as well. Ohio is 6th. Again, they play Buffalo today and then BG next weekend. So a tall order for them to even stay in the tournament. Buffalo and BG are better teams than Ohio. They could possibly beat them. It's the MAC. Anything can happen, but they're in that 6th spot, and they're vying with Toledo, Eastern Michigan, and Akron for that 6th spot and last spot in the Mid-American Conference tournament. Toledo needs to win out and Ohio to lose at least 1 for Toledo to get in. Eastern Michigan needs to win out and Ohio to lose out and Toledo to lose 2 games. It's quite a caveat there for Eastern Michigan to get in, and Akron needs everybody above them, Ohio, Toledo, and Eastern Michigan, to lose out for a chance at the MAC tournament. And then Miami, Northern Illinois, who Bowling Green plays today, and Kent State are all eliminated. They all only have 1 win, so they're eliminated from contention. The Falcons and the Huskies played yesterday. For the Huskies, the hitters were the star of the show. Guvner, Gravengood, and Nedich led scoring, which is kind of a switch from what we've seen from NIU recently, which is middle blockers. Charlie Altiemo hit her 1,000th career kill, and Riley Alvin has been outstanding this season as well, the 2 middle blockers, and they were kind of taken out of the game by Alexis Mattil and Jessica Andrews in the middle. They were kind of being fronted a lot. That forced the ball to the outside to Guvner and Gravengood, and the opposite, or the right side, at Nicoletta Nedich, and that's where most of the scoring went. I believe if my math is correct, 28 kills out of the 44 total for NIU came through those 3 players, Gruvner, Gravengood, and Nedic. On the side of the Falcons, Mia Tyler led scoring with 11 kills, 2 errors, 34 attempts for a 265 hitting percentage. She was followed tightly by Jordan Newblatt, who had a fantastic second half of the game. 8 kills, no errors, 21 total attempts for a 381 hitting percentage against the Huskies yesterday. 17 kills, 2 errors, 55 total attempts, and a 323 hitting percentage from those 2 outside hitters yesterday. In terms of middle blockers, they were also very good. Jessica Andrews kind of stepped into the spot that we've seen Alexis Mattil take offensively. 9 kills, no errors, 17 total attempts from the junior middle blocker, 529 hitting percentage. Alexis Mattil had a decent day, 5 kills, 2 errors, 12 total attempts for a 250 hitting percentage. And the middle blockers out of the 45 total kills, 44 total kills for the Falcons had 14 of them, only 2 errors, 29 attempts for a 389 hitting percentage. So pretty solid attacking all around from the Falcons yesterday. Lauren Hovey is a talking point yesterday. Normally it's because of how well she played, but she really didn't yesterday. 7 kills, 8 errors on 31 total attempts. A lot of attempts in the first set, not a lot of them landing. The blockers were really shading toward her, which left the outsides and left side middles open, but that took away some of the chances that Lauren Hovey had to put a ball on the floor. Too many reception errors by BG as well. It was a huge talking point for the coaching staff coming into this game. They left Northern Illinois with the in the first set, or at least a tight first set, when they really shouldn't have been. Avery Anders was one that was pulled away midway through the second set. She kind of had a couple of bad plays in the first. Bowling Green was able to come away with the set 26-24 and took it to extras, but she was kind of pulled midway through the second set for Belle Lauby, and Lauby stayed in as that second option defensive specialist behind Sydney Hernandez and Lindsay LaPinta, and then Avery Anders didn't really see the floor again. And then turning over to a positive note, Amanda Otten, almost as always, 4 kills on 8 total attempts, no errors, 33 assists, 1 ace, 14 digs, 1 half total block. She had a blocking assist, and then her 5th double-double of the season with her 33 assists and 14 digs. She was just outstanding yesterday. A couple of nice dunks into the donut. It was open a lot. They're going to look for that donut to be open a lot again today. The game plan for the Falcons, as discussed by the coaching staff and by the team as well, they want to shoot at the setter. They want to take her out of the setting position. NIU plays a 6-2, meaning that they work 2 setters in there, Ella Strasburger and Sophie Hurt. They really like to utilize those 2 setters as much as possible, and they did that yesterday. But shooting at the setter means that she gets the first touch, doesn't get the second touch to set up a good shot, and the Huskies were not great with attacking on bump sets yesterday, so they're looking to shoot at the setter, take her out of the setting position, and hopefully get some weaker strikes because of that. Also, on the side of the Bowling Green hitters, they're looking to hit some deep seams. They want to fire the ball deep through the backcourt. They really had success with that yesterday, putting the ball close to the line or right on the line. They also did a great job with penetration blocking, which is what they need to take over into this game, forcing hands over the net and forcing the ball back over. They had a couple of blocks that fell on the shoelaces of some blockers yesterday, and trying to limit that as much as possible. Their serve aggression, we heard Coach Alex Del Piombo talk about that yesterday's match at the end of the game when we have our interview before post-game on the Falcon Media Sports Network. She wanted them to serve more aggressive. She thought they got a little bit more complacent with their services and were targeting players instead of trying to get aces and putting it through the seams and leaving it just a little bit short of that back row. So they're going to look to be a little bit more aggressive today. They get a lot of errors, but they get a lot of aces as well, and they're going to try and take advantage of their strong serving again today. Bowling Green is the best team in the Mid-American Conference on the second game of a series. They're 5 for 6 5 out of 6 times they've swept in the second game of a 2-game series this season. The one that they didn't was against Ohio State, and they didn't take either of those, so that one can kind of be taken off the board. So they're 5 for 5 in the second game against a Mid-American Conference opponent in the second game of the series. It just shows the adjustments that they're able to make, the game improvement that they're able to make from one game to the next. And looking at yesterday's game, there was a sizable amount of improvement to be made. NIU only has 1 win in the Mid-American Conference, and like Daniela Tomic likes to say, they're a much better team than that, but Bowling Green allowed them to take them to extras in the first and third set, 26-24 in both. There's 25-21 set in between there in the second. But there was some opportunity for NIU to really crawl away from that one. And while on one hand it was unfortunate turn that the Falcons were in such a position, but it was almost even better for the Falcons to find themselves in that position, because they got to show them the grit that we've seen a lot of this year, battling from behind. In one set they were down, I believe it was 23-19, came all the way back and ended up winning 26-24. If I'm not mistaken, that was the third set. Before the Falcons ended up putting it away. They came out there, they were on a mission. As Coach Alex Del Piombo said before the game today, quote, things weren't good, things were not perfect, but we found a way to win. We are on a mission, end quote. Alex Del Piombo, associate coach, before the game today, and that's the epitome of what we saw from yesterday's game. They were down in the first and the third set, came all the way back, and ended up winning it in extras with a lot of commanding force. And if they can come out and start with that today, it's going to be an even more dominating performance from the Falcons, hopefully advancing to 6-on-6 in the second game of a MAC series this season. Coach Tomic also said before the game, quote, this is about us and playing better tonight than we did last night, end quote. Daniela Tomic, head coach of BGSU Volleyball, just looking at improvement every game for the Falcons. Northern Illinois is still not a bad team, even though they're only have 1 win in the MAC. Still not a bad team. They gave Bowling Green all they could handle yesterday. They ended up scraping it out, but there's been easier games for the Falcons against much easier opponents. So looking for Bowling Green to really come out in a strong way in this game today, looking for them to come out and put a couple on the head of NIU, come out in 3 sets, go home with a smile, and then look forward to Ohio next week in the last series of the Mid-American Conference regular season, and then the last homestand of the Mid-American Conference season for the Falcons in 2024, before we hopefully see a MAC championship in the Stroh Center. So we will step aside for a few minutes while NIU does their festivities and senior night and some honoring here in the Victor E. Court in the Convocation Center in DeKalb, Illinois, at the home of the Northern Illinois Huskies. Again, we will take a step aside for a few minutes. When we bring you back, we'll have starting lineups and first serve between the Falcons and the Huskies on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Volleyball's Amanda Otten surpassed the 1,000 career assist marker against Toledo on Tuesday, November 5th. This year she has added 781 assists to last season's 257. Otten added 63 assists to her resume in a single game after the October 10th matchup against Eastern Michigan. Otten is a sophomore setter originally from Batavia, Illinois. She is a 3-time MAC Setter of the Week award winner, having earned the title twice this season. During her freshman year, Otten tied for 11th in the nation with triple doubles. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics. Women's basketball looks to start the season with back-to-back wins in a road matchup with the Detroit Mercy Titans on Friday, November 8th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer at 6:45 for pregame on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Women's basketball heads east to face off against Cleveland State on Tuesday, November 12th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Caden Knapp will have the call starting at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Thursday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
BGSU women's soccer concluded their season on Sunday after a loss in the MAC quarterfinal that sent the Falcons home before the MAC semifinal for the first time since 2016. First-year head coach Chris Fox led the squad to a 7-7-4 record, losing 6 of their 7 games in a row while going 4-4-3 in conference play. The Falcons ended their season with a loss on the road to Ohio in the MAC quarterfinal in Athens, marking the first road appearance in the MAC tournament for the team since 2004. Graduate student midfielder Lexi Zerwin led the team with 11 points on the year, followed closely by sophomore forward Emma Stransky, who ended the season with a career high in 10 points. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
This is Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU Volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now, it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Welcome back to Victor E. Court, the home of the Northern Illinois Huskies, where BG Volleyball and NIU Volleyball are set to face off for the second game of the second to last series of the Mid-American Conference regular season. We have starting lineups here in Victory Court, so I'll read them out to you right now. It's senior night for the Huskies, so they have a senior-heavy lineup. Kruk Hoffmeyer, we saw yesterday as the libero. She is again today the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky. Ava Gravengood, the outside hitter. She is only a freshman, but had a fantastic day yesterday against the Falcons. Jada Cherniglia, defensive specialist, a senior out of Grosse Plains, Wisconsin, in her fourth season with NIU. Shannon Duncan has yet to play a set this season. She gets her first against the Falcons, a senior out of Menifee, California. Charlie D'Atiemo, the senior out of Milford, Michigan, starting at the middle blocking position. Nicolette Nedich, the senior out of Willowbrook, Illinois, starts as an opposite hitter. Sophie Hurt, the setter out of Elmhurst, Illinois, again a senior and under the coaching of Sandra De Amore. On the side of the Falcons, a familiar lineup to yesterday's game. Sydney Hernandez, Jessica Andrews, Mia Tyler, Amanda Otten at the center, Lindsay Lupinta as the libero, Lauren Hovey, and Alexis Mattil. So a lot of names that we've heard before from the Falcons, not a lot of names that even Husky fans have heard before from Northern Illinois, but I'm sure it's only going to be a first couple of point thing. Sophie Hurt gets the first serve of the day. It's a to Lupinta. Lupinta to Otten from the back row. Over to Mia Tyler. Off the block and down. First point of Shannon Duncan's career comes at the expense of the Falcons and Mia Tyler. All smiles from Northern Illinois. Sophie Hurt goes for another one. She had no aces, no errors in yesterday's game. Serves Lupinta again. Otten the bump set, back to Tyler. Tyler from downtown tries to spin it in. Hoffmeyer with the diving save. Across to Gravengood. She just has to dump it into the Falcons. Somebody from Bowling Green touched the net, and it'll be 2-0 NIU. We had a couple of net violations yesterday on both sides. A couple of really odd plays against Toledo on Tuesday as well. Sophie Hurt again over. Lindsay Lupinta with a reception error on the end of that play. And an ace for Sophie Hurt. Rough start for the Falcons. 3-0. Northern Illinois leads. Hurt is yet to surrender her serve. Targets Lupinta again, but it sails over her head. So the first point goes to the Falcons. Anders and Newblatt check in for Tyler and Sydney Hernandez. 3-1 the score. No subs for Northern Illinois yet, sticking with the senior lineup. 5 seniors in that lineup with Ava Gravengood, the lone outstander. This one is off of Nedich. Nedich playing the opposite, or the outside right now, as Lauren Hovey sends it off the block and out of play. That'll be the second point of the game for the Falcons. Nedich we saw play at the opposite a lot yesterday. She's at the outside, or left side right now, with Ava Gravengood playing the opposite. Anders to Gravengood. Hurt with the bump set, back to Gravengood on that right side, and he sends it just long. They're asking for a tip, and a challenge card will be used early from Sandra De Amore. And the score now is tied 3-3, but I'm assuming at the end of this play it's going to flip-flop to 4-2. Challenged that really quickly, didn't really have to think about it. Every Husky on the floor looked over and said, challenge that one, coach, and that she did. It's a quick call. The official looks over, off the block, and the point goes down IU for the home Huskies, 2 for the visiting Falcons. Again, Bowling Green won in 3 sets yesterday, 26-24 in extras, 25-21 in the second set, and then in the third it was similar to the first, 26-24, after a comeback from the Falcons as they were down 23-19. Gravengood back to serve. She was 0 for 1 yesterday, meaning 0 aces, 1 error. Freshman out of Shorewood, Illinois, who's been a great piece for NIU this year. Short serve handled by Anders. Over to Mattil, and Mattil throws it in front of Crew Hoffmeyer. Narrows it back up to 1. Mattil was 5 kills on 12 attempts, 2 errors yesterday, .250 hitting percentage. Ironically, very low considering her average this season. This one is an error as Matil sends it just long. But a great game for middle blockers from the Falcons yesterday. 14 total kills, 9 of them dominated by Jessica Andrews, who did not have an error in her 17 total attempts, 529 hitting percentage. LaPinta digs this one out. Otten with the 4 set across to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip in front of Krua Hoffmeyer. 5-4, Bowling Green only trails by 1. Newblatt is, she came alive in the second half of the game yesterday. Edita Vaswavchik was the next option outside hitter behind Mia Tyler, and then Newblatt came in and really never left the game. 8 total kills from Newblatt yesterday. Jessica Andrews with this slam down in the overpass from the back row by Ava Grievengood. The normal starters back on the floor now for Northern Illinois. Nedich, Hoffmeyer, Gravengood, Guvner, who had a fantastic game yesterday, Sophie Hurt, and Charlie Atiemo stay out there. Another service error, this one attributed to Lauren Hovey. 6-5 the score, NIU leads by 1. Savannah Branton now for the Huskies, as well as Ella Strasburger, the second of the 2-setter system for NIU. Had 18 assists yesterday, 3 aces, 1 error. Great serving day. This one is sent just long for a error in today's game. Tyler and Hernandez back in for the Falcons. No changes for the Huskies. Hernandez goes back to serve. No aces yesterday, 1 error. Up to 29 aces and 34 errors on this season. Strasburger back to Atiemo, and Atiemo puts a beautiful cross court. Splits the corner. The lead is 7-6 for the Huskies. Perfectly split. Lauren Hovey and Lindsay LaPinta at the end of that play. Jada Charniglia. Short over. Andrews with the reception. Otten back to Andrews. Andrews on the slide through Hoffmeyer and Charniglia on the back row. They had that's a lineup out there that you would expect to be able to dig that out. The Huskies never really play 2 defensive specialists back there, but Hoffmeyer and Charniglia were in prime position. Normally the Huskies play outside hitters or hitters in general back there. This one just long of the line. Lindsay LaPinta served that one, another error for the Falcons. That's 3 already, no aces, but they were looking to be a little bit more aggressive in this game, as per Coach Del Piombo and Coach Tomich. Atiemo over. LaPinta keeps it alive with a dig, but nobody is there to pick it up. 9-7 on the ace from Charlie Atiemo in her senior night. Serves Hernandez. Otten across to Tyler. Tyler off the block, kept up by Atiemo in the back row. Strasburger over to Gravengood. Gravengood's kept up by Hernandez. Otten back set to Hovey. Hovey with a rip. Atiemo sends it way over and into the crowd. Caught by the ESPN Plus broadcaster. And the Falcons will narrow it again back to 1. Setting the scene, Bowling Green wearing their brown jerseys, a personal favorite of mine. Lindsay LaPinta wearing orange to differentiate the libero. And another service error from Amanda Otten right into the top of the tape. It falls down. NIU wearing their black jerseys with red lettering, red numbers. White piping as well. Black pants, and their libero, Krua Hoffmeyer, wearing red to differentiate herself. This one is sent long, another error. This time by NIU and Sophie Hurt. 2 errors for NIU, 4 errors for Bowling Green. 2 aces for NIU, none for Bowling Green. Avery Andels will try and get the first one today. She did have one yesterday. Beautifully put it right by Krua Hoffmeyer on the right-hand side. Serves this one very nicely again. Gravengood digs across to Nedich. Nedich sends it off the block and long. Nicolette Nedich. First kill of the game. 9 kills yesterday, 4 errors, 21 total attacks for a .238 hitting percentage. That was the best of any hitter yesterday, not counting middle blockers. And I think the point is actually turned back around, no tip. So Nedic will not get a kill. It'll go back to the Falcons. Avery Anders now serves. Hoffmeyer to Hurt. Hurt over the middle to Shannon Duncan. Duncan can't put it through, just tips it over. Lauren Hovey with a chance now, and a rip in front of Charniglia. Great play from Lauren Hovey on that right side. The Falcons now lead for the first time in this game, 11-10. They ruled that the kill a play ago by Nicolette Nedic was sent long. It was not off the tip. Gravengood's now blocked. Nedic keeps it up. Hurt four-set, back to Gravengood. Almost off the block. Did it go off the tip? No, it didn't. It just sailed long. Danielle Tomic loves what she's seeing from the blocking. Sandra Del More, the coach of the Huskies, does not. She'll take her first time out of the game. First set, Bowling Green leads 12-10 over Northern Illinois on WBGU 88.1 FM.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Northern Illinois back in the court. The Falcons trail them just a little bit, but lead in total score 12-10 in the first set of the second game of action in this two-game series, the second to last of the 2024 MAC regular season. Bowling Green's got Ohio next week. I forget who NIU plays. I believe it's Miami of Ohio that NIU plays next week, finishing a little bit easier than they have against Bowling Green, who right now is the best team in the Mid-American Conference. Gravengood goes off the block and out of play. Her third kill of the game on 1 error and 7 total attempts. Picking up where she left off yesterday when she had 9. A lot of them early and a lot of them late, not a lot in the middle. Gravengood goes back, leaves this one short. Beautiful diving dig from Anders. It's got over by LaPinta. Overpass, Mattil with a rip, and she puts it through. Bowling Green sticks with that play. Diving play by Avery Anders to keep it in the air. LaPinta just knocks it over an overpass. And then Alexis Mattil capitalizes on it for her first kill of the game. Hurt back to Nedic. Nedic off the fingertips and out of play. They really like going high hands on these Falcons. Falcon blockers have been on time, but NIU's been firing high almost always. Trying to stay on top of those blocks, which plagued them yesterday. 8 total blocks for the Falcons against the Huskies in last night's game. Hoffmeyer with her delivery. Off of 2 Falcon hands, way out of play. That clipped off LaPinta and Anders, and Otten tries to get it over, but she didn't have a good angle and got it out of play. 13-13, the score in the first set. Still tight, shades of what we saw yesterday from the Falcons and the Huskies. Hoffmeyer over. LaPinta bumps that from Otten to Newblad, out of play, up into the media bench, but the Falcons take a lead, 14-13. Newblad spun that one away from the blockers, Nedic and Atiemo. Run it over here into the bench, unreturnable. This one goes just wide left. 14-all. BG and NIU. Service error from Lauren Javier, second of the game. She had 2 aces on no errors yesterday. Otten with the set, over to Andrews. Andrews is blocked, LaPinta keeps it up. Avery Andrews keeps it in play. Newblad just bumps it over. Gravengood up. Strasburger leaves it back for Brandt. Brandt is kept up by Andrews, but on the Husky side of the net. Brandt with another rip, and it sails wide left. 15 for Bowling Green, 14 for NIU. Sydney Hernandez subs in for Jordan Newblatt, who was going to go for the serve, so Hernandez will be the server. Serves Hoffmeyer. Strasburger to Atiemos, fires it down the line, and it clips the white. What a right hand from Charlie Atiemo on that slide away from the play. Charniglia back. One of the seniors being honored today. Cross Plains, Wisconsin, her hometown. Kept up by Tyler. Otten backs it to Andrews. Andrews from that hole. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Strasburger quick over the middle. Atiemo is rejected by the Falcons. Andrews and Tyler. Now Grevengood with another one. Kept up. Strasburger back over to Atiemo. Kept up by Andrews. Across to Tyler. Tyler has to bump it over. Long rally for both teams. Hoffmeyer bump set. Savannah Brandt with a rip. Off the block and down in front of Lauren Hovey. 16-15. Northern Illinois again with another lead. Charniglia with the right hand. Andrews overpass, won by Otten at the net. Now Tyler with another one. Oh, just wide. Little bit of an overpass. And Mia Tyler had a good rip at it. Danielle Zomich will want to take a second. 17 for Northern Illinois, 15 for Bowling Green in the first set on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Northern Illinois leads BGVB 17-15 in the first set of action. Second game of the 2-game series this weekend. Second to last of the 2024 MAC Championship the MAC regular season, I should say. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter, and check out the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, where we post our rebroadcasts of all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts, as well as some highlight packages and other visual content on there relating to BGSU athletics. The Falcons dropped 3 in a row after they led 15-14. Now the lead is 17-15 NIU. Charniglia dumps it over. Andrews to Otten. Otten forced that way across to Mia Tyler in the middle. Jada Charniglia wanted no piece of that ball as Mia Tyler from the left side pounded in nice and easy through. BG trails by 1. Lindsay LaPinta wearing orange for the Falcons. Charniglia Strasburger back to Savannah Brandt. Hovey with a great play to keep it up. Another attack from Atiemo, and it falls on the side of the Falcons. Great athletic play with good hustle from Lauren Hovey to range over to the near side, over her back to keep it in the field of play. But it crosses the net a little bit too far, and Charlie Atiemo with her third kill of the game. LaPinta to Otten. Otten bumps that to Tyler. Tyler again off the block, off of her foot, and down on the Falcon side. So great blocking from Northern Illinois that we hadn't seen yesterday. They have 2 total blocks to the Falcons 0. They've just outplayed the Falcons in this first set. They lead 19-16. LaPinta to Otten. Otten back set to Mattil, kept over by Shannon Duncan. Now Otten forward to Tyler, who tries to push it away. Atiemo, Strasburger has to dump it over. Free play for the Falcons is a big one to take. Otten with an attack over the middle. Atiemo fires it into the crowd. 19-17. Still Northern Illinois, but the ball is back in the hands of the Falcons. Amanda Otten with the ball. 1 error in the game today. 7 assists, 2 digs already. This one to Hoffmeyer. Strasburger over to Brandt. Brandt spins it off the block. Otten keeps it up. Beautiful bump set from behind her back, but Hernandez will just have to dump it over. Strasburger back again to Brandt. Brandt off the block. Otten keeps it up. And a diving play from Lindsay LaPinta can't keep the ball alive. 20-17 Northern Illinois, and Danielle Domich will take another timeout late in this first set. 20 for Northern Illinois, 17 for Bowling Green. WBGU 88.1 FM.
In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
Go back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10-5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Northern Illinois looking to get their first set of the weekend as they battle the Falcons and lead 20-17. And the first set of action on the Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. The Falcons have yet to leave their huddle. Now they will as the official walks over and clears them out of the group. A lot to talk about if you're the Falcons. Not a lot of offensive production. They have 11 kills, which is more than NIU. A little bit less attempts. They played offensively better, but something going wrong on the side of the Falcons. One of them being service errors. They already have 5, and we're not even finished with the first set yet, to no aces. Cleaning up play a little bit. The first touch needs to be better for the Falcons. Up and over, LaPinta to Otten. Otten with a good second touch. Mattil just sends it long, and it's in. Great strike from Alexis Mattil, sending it long and touches the white line of the Victory Court. Avery Anders will go back for the serve. 1 ace yesterday, no errors. 20-18, NIU leads. Freshman into the net, another error for the Falcons, their 6th of the game. Gives the 21st point of the match to NIU. And this is the server you don't want against the Falcons, Ava Grievengood. 31 aces, 21 errors on the season. Nice and short. Otten to Hovey. Hovey with a rip in front of Grievengood, and she puts it away. 21-19. Falcons still trail by 2, but with the ball again back in their hands. Or in the hands of Alexis Mattil, I should say, who has 1 error, no aces on this game. She didn't have an ace or error in yesterday's game with some very strong serves, made some bagged first touches. This one's an ace from Alexis Patil. 21-20 off of the one strike from the senior middle blocker, and this will force Sandra Del More to take her timeout. 21 for NIU, 20 for Bowling Green. We'll stick our way through this one as there's been a lot of timeouts recently. 3 kills apiece for Charlie Atiemo and Ava Gravengood. They are tied for the lead. And on the Husky side, Savannah Brandt also with 2 kills a little bit later, just a few moments ago in this period. Nicolette Nedic with 1 kill of her own. That's all the attacking for NIU. On the side of the Falcons, 4 kills from Lauren Hovey on 4 attempts. Quite a departure from her game yesterday where she had 7 kills on 8 errors for 31 total attempts. She had a good probably 15 to 20 attempts by this point in the game yesterday. Now she only has 4, but she's landed all 4. Outstanding stuff from the junior Falcon opposite hitter. Jessica Andrews, Jordan Newblatt, Amanda Otten, and Alexis Mattil all tied with 2 kills apiece. Amanda Otten also with 9 assists, 2 digs for the sophomore setter who's had a fantastic game, or a fantastic season this season. Mia Tyler was the offensive strength for the Falcons yesterday, but she's got 1 kill, 2 errors, and 7 attempts for a negative hitting percentage. That rounds out the Falcons scoring, although that's 6 errors on the service to only 0 aces. That's quite a differential. 6 points handed to NIU without them even having to touch the ball. 1 total block, again for the Falcons. 2 total blocks for NIU, who's the 3rd worst blocking team in Mid-American Conference. Falcons are the best blocking team in the Mid-American Conference. Jessica Andrews with 116 total, Alexis Patil with 105 on the season. Sophie Hurt sets up Nedic. Nedic just tips it over. Another good chance for the Falcons. Otten back set to Hovey. Hovey off the block, spins just away. It was off of Guvner and Shannon Duncan. I thought that might have hit in, but it didn't. It obviously spun out of play off of the left hand of Jessica Andrews on a block in the near side part of the court. Alexis Mattil with 21 all game. Over to Gravengood. Hurt sets up Guvner over Otten. Sets up Newblatt. Newblatt just has to tip it over. Free play for NIU. Bump set from Hoffmeyer. Nedic tries to poke it in. Otten keeps it alive. Hurt keeps it up. Hoffmeyer with another bump set. Back to Nicolette Nedic. Sends it just long. The flag's in the air. 22 for Bowling Green as they now lead by 1. This is what we saw yesterday in both the first set and the 3rd set. The Falcons down when NIU reached 20, and then they dialed it in at the right place. Now the Falcons lead. Mattil over. Gravengood to Hurt. Hurt back to Nedic. Sends it nice and easy over. Anders with the bump set. Otten keeps it over, but a triple touch by the Falcons as it ricochets across multiple hands. 22 all as we're nearing the end of the first set. The offensive lineup out for NIU. Gravengood on the back row, but Atiemo, Guvner, and Nedic on the front row. And this one is misreceived by Avery Anders as it goes up and hits the basketball net in Victor E. Court on the back row. So 23 is the lead over Bowling Green, who has 22. Northern Illinois looking to put their first set away of the weekend. Crew Hoffmeyer over. LaPinto to Otten. Otten, 4 set to Newblatt. Newblatt has to shove it over. Guvner to Andrews. Andrews spins it out of play on the white line, and the point goes to the Falcons. Just for all of you at home that's keeping track of Chaz McNeil and I's on and off competition, I just received a dig, meaning I caught the ball next to the court. So that's up to 5 on the season. Chaz, I believe, has 2. Heard back to Atiemo, who couldn't get up in time. Miscommunication from Atiemo and Nedic, who both thought they were going for the ball, and then neither of them went up. 24-23, set point Bowling Green. The orange and brown fans on their feet. Quite a sizable amount of them. Lauren Hovey for the serve for set. Into Gravengood. Hurt, back to Atiemo. This one is handled by Atiemo. Otten, forward to Newblatt. Newblatt off the block. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Hurt, across to Guvner. Guvner puts it right through. Received overpass from the Falcons. Again to Nedic. Nedic with another attack. Lauren Hovey with the reception, and it flies just deep of all of the Husky players. And that's how the first set will end. The Falcons lead 25-23 at the end of that one. The girls will switch sides. We will take a step back after the first set. 25-23, the Falcons win. We head into the second on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Bowling Green Volleyball takes the first set almost on an accident, an overpass by Lauren Hovey that just caromed over all of the Husky defenders that were inside the 3-meter line for the 25th point. The Falcons win 25-23 over Northern Illinois in the fourth set of the weekend. They took all three yesterday, 26-24, 25-21, 26-24, now 25-23. They look to take another sweep before heading into Ohio next weekend and then into the MAC tournament, which they clinched with yesterday's win. It's just whether or not they're going to get the first, second, or third seed. I'm Ben Korak from Falcon Media Sports Network. We're coming out of our little intermission here at Victory Court in DeKalb, Illinois. Falcons with a one-set buffer over Northern Illinois, which again required a comeback. You know, these sets between the Falcons and the Huskies have been quite tight. It's pretty classic matchups. Coach Del Piombo said yesterday that it was not necessarily a bad loss for the Falcons. She didn't like how they got to winning the game, but she did like how they won the game, and she liked how the grit and tenacity of the Falcons permeated the second half of all three sets, a lot of them mounting comebacks, and then at the very end coming back all the way and winning 26-24 after forcing extra points. So Amanda Otten for the serve, the first of the second set. Matil, Hovey, Tyler, Hernandez, LaPinta, and Otten on the floor, the starters, with Jessica Andrews being subbed out for LaPinta before this set starts. Otten, LaPinta, and Hernandez, the back row. Serves, Hurt across to Guvner. Guvner off of the net. Tyler keeps it up, but just over. Pushes this one over, and Mia Tyler with her second kill of the game. Just a little bit of an overpass. Tyler reached over with some solid height. 1-0 Falcons lead. Otten again, Hoffmeyer to Hurt. Hurt back set to Nedich. Nedich puts it over. Lapinto with a good dig, but it flies all the way over the other side of the court. Now Guvner with a long strike, and it finds just in, splitting the corner. The back left corner, if you're looking from behind the Falcons. 1-1 the score. Hoffmeyer for the serve. 2 aces. No errors in this game for Crew Hoffmeyer. Hernandez off the tape. Otten to Tyler. Tyler off the block. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Now Hurt with this one across to Guvner. Off the block. Diving into the bench are 2 Falcons, but they can't make the play. Hernandez and Tyler got there in time. Nice hustle, but Guvner with 2 good strikes in a row. That's her 3rd kill of the game. Hoffmeyer to Hernandez. Otten into Mattil. Mattil is rejected by Atiemo over the middle. First attacking error of the game for Alexis Mattil. 2 kills, 4 total attempts, I should say. Hoffmeyer again for her 3rd serve in a row. NIU leads 3-1. Otten from the set at the 3-meter line. Hovey with a pound down in front of Hoffmeyer. Powerful left hand from Lauren Hovey on that right side of the court. Newblatt and Anders in, Tyler and Hernandez off. You know, Anders an interesting aspect of the game because midway through the second set, about this time, she was pulled off for Belle Lauby with a couple of reception errors to Avery Anders. Now she starts again. She had an ace in yesterday's game, none this time. Guvner sends her ball long. Not off the tip as Guvner wanted. I don't think they're going to challenge. It doesn't look like they will. 3-3 the score. Falcons battle back from 3-1. Anders with another one. Looking for an ace to go along with her error. This one's in. Gravengood has to lay back to get this one. Guvner's blocked by Mattil and Avi. Nice play by the Falcon blockers. All smiles around for the Falcons. They lead 4-3. Anders again, 3 in a row. This one gets sent just wide. The point goes to NIU, the second error of the game for the Falcons in the I believe that's 8 total for Bowling Green with only the ace by Alexis Mattil. I'm sorry, 7 service errors for the Falcons, only 1 ace. 3 service errors for the Huskies with 4 aces, and this is an error by Ella Strasburger that evens up the ace and error battle for NIU 4-4. Now Mattil has the only ace for the Falcons. From the near side of the court, serves right hand. Kept up by Gravengood. Strasburg sets back off of Amanda Otten, who tries to dig that one out. Charlie Atiemo playing that near side. Set up play by the middle blocker to be playing that right side attack. Jada Charniglia serving a 5-5 game. Lapinto to Otten. Otten back set to Hovey. Hovey with another rip. Gravengood keeps this one alive. Brandt just tips it over. Hovey keeps it up. Otten, 4 set to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip past Gravengood, and he puts it away. 6-5 on the kill from Jordan Newblatt. Three kills, no errors, 7 attempts for Jordan Newblatt to go along with her 8 kills, no errors yesterday. Hovey serves Charniglia. Kept up by Savannah Brandt. Grazes the ceiling. Hovey to Otten. Otten way across to Newblatt. Newblatt with a stutter step. Sends it in. Perfect by Jordan Newblatt. She has been on fire yesterday's game and early in this one, and Bowling Green leads 7-5. Number 14, Lauren Hovey. Second serve to Hoffmeyer. Strasburger way across. Gravengood can't throw it through. Otten way force set to Newblatt. Newblatt tries to poke it through off the block, but it doesn't go out of play. Atiemo with another attack, blocked by Andrews and Newblatt. Andrews and Otten up for the block on this one, but I think somebody touched the net, and the point will go to NIU. The kill landed anyway, so no matter what they rule it, it's a point to the Huskies, 7-6. Bowling Green still leads. Atiemo with this one, handled by Newblatt. Otten back to Newblatt. Newblatt puts it on the line. 8-6. Jordan Newblatt has been cooking up 5 kills on 10 attempts for the transfer. She subs out with smiles and high fives from multiple coaches, multiple players. Hernandez and Tyler back in. Hernandez sends hers long. Another error for the Falcons. That's 8. Eight for BG, 7 for NIU. NIU still leads in blocking, 4-1. Quite a contrary from yesterday when the Falcons led in blocking 8-4. Her serves it over. Strong serve. Otten sets it into Andrews. Andrews with a tall skyscraping attack. She puts it through for the 9th point. 9-7 Bowling Green. LaPinta wearing orange. Up and over. Hoffmeyer receives, tumbling backward. Gravengood with an attack. Hernandez keeps it up. Otten, force set from behind the 3-meter line to Tyler, off the block and out of play. Kill from Mia Tyler, left and right for the Falcons now. Her 3rd of the day on 10 attempts, and that'll force Del More to take a timeout for the Huskies. 10 for the Falcons, 7 for the Huskies. WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Hockey's Brody Waters is the Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week. In the second game of the CCHA regular season opening series against Ferris State, the sophomore forward had his first career hat trick. All 3 goals came on power plays, 1 in the first period and 2 in the second period, a huge part of the 5-4 victory over the Bulldogs. With the Hattie, Waters doubled his season goal total, snapping a 4-game scoreless streak and leading the team in goals by 4. He also leads the CCHA in goals, is 3rd in total points, and 2nd in shots taken. Nationally, he's tied for 2nd in the most goals scored, 2nd in power play goals, and tied for the 3rd in average goals per game. This has been the Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week.
Seven ball game, BGVB over Northern Illinois as they also lead 1-0. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network in Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois, the home of the Northern Illinois Huskies. This is the only BGSU athletics game going on today. We had losses from the men's and women's basketball team last night, but a win from the Falcons in a 3-set sweep over the Huskies. They are seeking a home MAC tournament, which is quite possible. If they win out the rest of the season, they need a win here today and 2 wins against Ohio next week. Gravengood with an attack now, pushes it just over. Mattil keeps it up. Tyler with a throw. Now Hoffmeyer sets up Gravengood. Tries to block it, but puts it right through the seam. A good strike from Gravengood. Quick point coming out of the timeout by Del More. 10-8, NIU still trails 2. Gravengood tumbling over. Otten to Mattil. Mattil down the line and in. Those Falcon middle blockers have been unstoppable lately. 7, probably 8. I think it's going to be 8 when they update the live stats. 8 total kills for Jessica Andrews and Alexis Mattil today on 10 attacks. Nedich with this attack, and Otten on the back row lays out, but not in time. 11-9 Bowling Green. Digs today for both teams been a little bit of a problem. A couple of errors from NIU yesterday, a couple to start this game. The Falcons struggled early in the first set with that as well. Otten digs it over. Guvner with a strike on the overpass from the Falcons. And NIU narrows it down to 1, 11-10. Successful timeout for the head coach of NIU. Hernandez misreceives. LaPinta giving chase into the crowd next to the Falcon bench. And 4 sticks on the board for the Falcons and the Huskies, 11-11. Hoffmeyer serves, nice and strong again. Mattil bumps set, Tyler from a deep strike, tries to tumble it in. Hoffmeyer with a beautiful laying out play, and Atiemo strikes again, 12-11. NIU takes a lead, forces Daniela Tomic to use a timeout. Timeout a few minutes ago. NIU was down 3. Now they lead by 1. Step aside for a quick moment. NIU up 12-11 over the Falcons in the second set of action here in Victor E. Court on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Volleyball continues action against Northern Illinois on Saturday, November 9th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak for pregame at 4:45 and first serve at 5 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM. BG Volleyball looks to extend their win streak to 8 games when they travel to DeKalb to battle the NIU Huskies on Friday, November 8th. Catch Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for first serve only on Falcon Radio.
12-11, NIU leads BG. The second of a 2-game volleyball series, Falcons against Huskies, and Ben Korak from Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter, and the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel for our rebroadcasts and all other visual BG Athletics content. Hernandez to Otten. Otten backsets Lauren Hovey, who sends it down the line for another strike. BG ties it up 12-12. Timeouts from Daniela Tomic are almost always fruitful. That's a immediate kill coming out of the timeout by the Falcons, settling down her team. Tomic now talking with Mia Tyler. Avery Anders serve over. Guvner with an attack, sends this one long, tries to go off the tip, but the Falcons leave their hands down. You know, a lot of the strikes today from NIU are coming high because they know how strong the Falcon blocking has been, and that's why we don't see a lot of blocks from the Falcons, not a lot of blockable shots. And that's where a lot of the kills have come from NIU. It's just high off those hands that are just tipping over, and the Falcons can't take advantage of it. The strike from Atiemo goes wide off of another setup from Sophie Hurt. Her 9th assist of the game. Atiemo's 6th kill of the game on 10 attempts. Do the math, 600 hitting percentage. Ella Strasburger serves now in for Sophie Hurt. Otten set from the 3-meter line into Newblatt. Newblatt high and off the block. Strasburger across to Guvner. Guvner blocked down by Lauren Hovey. What a play by the junior. 14-13, BG leads. Alexis Mattil getting told who to serve. We'll see who the communication was from associate coach Allie Cook in a second. Right hand, running start, high in the air, up and over. Serves Gravengood. This one's an attack from Emma McCartney, and Alexis Mattil on the back row couldn't dig it out. And now immediately subs out for Lindsay LaPinta. Coach Tomich telling Mattil, you were just a little bit too tight on the 3-meter line to dig that one out. And McCartney with a good strike. Otten over to Hovey. Hovey just has to tip it over on the overset from Otten. Another play by Gravengood, kept up by Atiemo. Free play for the Falcons. Otten with the set. Fake from Andrews, over into Newblatt, kept up by NIU. Strasburger across to Gravengood, kept up by Amanda Otten. Atiemo with a strike off of the face of Avery Anders, but it falls under the net. And 15-14 will be the score. NIU leads the Falcons. High effort on both accounts, not a bad point for the Falcons to lose. There's some good things. Newblatt to Otten. Otten backs out to Hovey. Hovey with a rip off the block is kept up by McCartney on the back row. Gravengood now with this one. LaPinta, beautiful dig, ranging to the near side. Hovey has to tip it over. What a play off the block by Lauren Hovey. Just a push off of the side of the blocker's hands. 15-15. 16 kills for the Falcons in the first set. 9 for NIU in the first set. 10 all with a 15-15 score in the second. Hovey again. Serves Charniglia. Charniglia digs it out. Gravengood has to knock it over. Otten keeps it up. Andrews, mistiming, kept up by NIU, but not by 3 people. 16-15, Bowling Green on an attack from Jessica Andrews. Andrews has 5 kills in this game. Mattil has 3, 8 total. Lauren Hovey has 9 and 5 digs. She's on double-double watch. Charniglia mishandles this one. Senior on senior night. 17-15 Bowling Green. And a timeout will be taken by NIU to settle their girls down. Again, 17-15 second set. Bowling Green leads 1-0 on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU men's basketball looks to bounce back in their home opener against the Davidson Wildcats on Friday, November 8th at 7 p.m. Catch exclusive Falcon Media Sports Network content, including video highlights, live updates, and a post-game recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU men's basketball hosts the Taylor University Trojans in an NAIA versus Division I matchup on Monday, November 11th. Catch Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Artie Abrego for pregame at 6:45 and tip-off at 7 p.m. on Falcon Radio.
BG leads 7-15 over NIU, but not to say that NIU has played bad. They've played fantastic in these games, especially for a 1-14 team in the MAC and a 3-22 team overall. They've gave Bowling Green really all they can handle, more competition than we saw from Buffalo, to say one. Western Michigan in the second game of that series, Ball State in the second game of that series. NIU's been one of the toughest competitors. Maybe not the best team, but the one of the toughest competitors Bowling Green's faced all year. Lauren Hovey with an ace as this one digs in front of a couple of Huskies right out of the timeout by NIU. Emma McCartney now checks in for Charniglia. It's an interesting aspect of NIU's team that they play hitters almost constantly. As in right now, Crew Hoffmeyer, the lone defensive specialist on the court, she's on the back row with Ava Gravengood and Emma McCartney. The serve goes to McCartney. Strasburg across to Gravengood, tips it over. Hovey keeps it up. LaPinta the bump set, beautiful to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip off the block, kept up by NIU. Strasburger again, LaPinta, perfect. Otten even better. Hovey tries to push it over but can't. Now Savannah Brandt tries to tip it over. LaPinta is everywhere on this play. Newblatt with a push over. Andrews keeps it up. Otten with a set, again to Newblatt. Newblatt tries to push it into open space but can't. Hoffmeyer back to Gravengood. Gravengood finally attacks and puts away the point. 18-16. Bowling Green still leads, but a long rally for the Falcons and the Huskies, and not a lot to negative say about the hustle from either side. Just able to prolong that one. Newblatt got 3 attempts. Anders to Otten. Otten back to Andrews. Andrews tries to push it in. Emma McCartney lays out for it, but is not there in time as it tips up and out of play. Shannon Duncan, and again for NIU, replacing Riley Alvin, who played a lot yesterday and was pretty good. 4 kills, 1 error, 7 total attempts, .429 aiming percentage, and a couple of blocks as well. Shannon Duncan, though, a senior on senior night, hasn't played bad. Gravengood with an attack, blocked by the Falcons. Andrews and Amanda Otten. 20 points for Bowling Green. They lead 20-16. Starting lineup on for the Falcons. The only substitution, Andrews for Mattil, 2 middle blockers. And it over. Strasburg sets up. This one is off the block and out of play. Jessica Andrews thought she could have had that one, but Savannah Brandt played it perfect. Sophie Hurt in from Ella Strasburger. Strasburger had 6 assists. Hurt has 9. She's been the better setter all year, but NIU likes to run that 2-center system. Keep Bowling Green on their toes. This one's just a little bit long off of Hurt. Looked close, but the official was on it, so 21-17. BG leads by 4. LaPinta. Gravengood handles. Beautiful from the knees set by Sophie Hurt. It's off the block of the Falcons and out of play, so the point will go to NIU. Mattil and Otten were there and weren't able to poke it. Gravengood to Tyler. Tyler to Otten. Otten just dumps it into the donut, is kept up by Sophie Hurt. Nedich with an attack now, sends way long. She tried to go high on the hands of Mattil and Tyler. Oh, they tipped it off Mattil and Tyler. I didn't see that. 21-19. By the reactions of both of the girls, it didn't look like they touched it. The point goes back as Gravengood sends it long. So 22-19. Amanda Otten, essentially a homecoming series for her. Much of her family's here. She's from Batavia, Illinois, just about 40 minutes from Northern Illinois. Sydney Hernandez, another one from Bloomington, Illinois, quite a bit more south than Amanda. Blocked from Mattil and Tyler for the 23rd point. BG rapidly approaching that set point mark. Otten again after the block by Mattil and Tyler. Hoffmeyer to Hurt. Hurt way across to Emma McCartney, who sends it wide. Not off the tip, and the Falcons are at a set point again. Orange and brown on their feet at Victory Court. Amanda Otten can put it away with her serve here. 24-19, second set. Falcons lead 1-0. Otten over. Gravengood misreceives. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Dump play in. Falcons can win the set here. Otten back to Mattil. Mattil goes up. It's kept up by Sophie Hurt. Now a good chance to Nedich. Nedich can't fall it. LaPinta to Otten. Otten back set to Hovey. Off the block and out of play. BG wins the second set 25-19. They lead 2-0 over the Northern Illinois Huskies. Will take a step back, bring you the third set of action in Victory Court on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcon Media Sports Network is finally back on the road with BGSU hockey. Make sure to catch the voice of Falcon hockey, Ben Korak, on the call for every BGSU game this season on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU football hosts Western Michigan for some midweek action on Tuesday, November 12th. Catch all the action with Sean Connolly and Austin Roos at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for kickoff on Falcon Radio.
BGSU Volleyball's Amanda Otten surpassed the 1,000 career assist marker against Toledo on Tuesday, November 5th. This year, she has added 781 assists to last season's 257. Otten added 63 assists to her resume in a single game after the October 10th matchup against Eastern Michigan. Otten is a sophomore setter originally from Batavia, Illinois. She is a 3-time MAC Setter of the Week award winner, having earned the title twice this season. During her freshman year, Otten tied for 11th in the nation with triple doubles. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics. Women's basketball looks to start the season with back-to-back wins in a road matchup with the Detroit Mercy Titans on Friday, November 8th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer at 6:45 for pregame on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Women's basketball heads east to face off against Cleveland State on Tuesday, November 12th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Caden Knapp will have the call starting at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Thursday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
13 kills, 2 aces, and 4 total blocks lead the Falcons to a second set win over the Northern Illinois Huskies. They now lead 2-0. The first 25-23, the second 25-19. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Hopefully we're only calling one more set, but if it's anything like yesterday's game, we're going to have a nail-biter and a wild final set. The Falcons won 26-24 in the third set yesterday, coming all the way back from a 20-14 deficit after a timeout called by Daniela Tomic, and then took it to extras, ended up winning 26-24. And when the Falcons dial in, it's a scary sight to behold. But whether or not the Falcons can do that coming into this third set and put it away as handily as we know they can. BGSU Sports News and Updates. Go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter. For the rebroadcast of this and all other Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts, go to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel. And tune in next week when the Falcons will have their last MAC regular season series at home against Ohio. I believe one or both of those are going to be on Falcon Radio, not the station of WBGU 88.1 FM. So keep track of the promos on this and this station, and to the BGSU or the BG Falcon Media Twitter as well. That'll have updates and announcements about that kind of thing. Bowling Green hockey also plays next week away in St. Thomas and St. Paul, Minnesota. We will be there calling all hockey games this season. This one is ripped by the Falcons off the block, and it spins in on the white line. So NIU takes a 1-0 lead. Falcon Volleyball looking for a home MAC tournament championship. Otten to Tyler. Tyler off the block, off Gravengood, diving into the play is Crew Hoffmeyer, who slides into the metal bench. She's still down. You can hear a pin drop in Victor E. Court right now because Crew Hoffmeyer is laying next to the metal bench. And she is now up. Just a little stinger, maybe knocked the wind out of her a little bit. She's smiling, so she's fine. But a huge scratch on her back, she says. So 1-1, the score on a high-effort play by Crew Hoffmeyer. Round of applause to her for putting the body on the line. Familiar sight on the back row for NIU. Crew Hoffmeyer, Ava Gravengood, and Emma McCartney. A senior in the middle, and Hoffmeyer and Gravengood and McCartney outside hitters and out wide. Anders will target Hoffmeyer. Little bit of an overpass, but kept in. McCartney with a rip, and she throws it down. Great set from Sophie Hurt. Perfectly placed from the freshman Emma McCartney. Far more digs than kills so far this season. 124 digs, 142 digs, 124 kills coming into this series. LaPinta to Otten. Otten back set to Hovey. Hovey off the block, kept up by Gravengood, but out of play. 2-2 in the third set. Falcons lead 2-0. Alexis Mattil for another one. One ace, one error. It's tied for the best ratio of any player that's recorded a serve in this game. Falcons have 8 errors to 3 aces, now 4. Alexis Mattil, second ace of the game in front of Gravengood. He just couldn't handle that one. Mattil with the right hand, up and over, targets Gravengood again. Handles this one, Hurt back to McCartney. McCartney down the line. 2 strikes in a row from Emma McCartney that land. 3-3 the score in the third set. Mattil off, Andrews on for the front row. Jordan Newblatt also in for the Falcons. Strasburger is kept up by Anders, but it's overpassed over the net. Now another chance from Emma McCartney, who puts down 3 in a row. 3 straight points for Emma McCartney come off her hands. NIU now leads 4-3. Strasburger off the tape, tumbles this one in for an ace off of the freshman setter. 3 aces, 1 error yesterday. She's got 2 aces and 2 errors in this game. LaPinta to Otten. Otten force set to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip. It's kept up by Gravengood. Strasburger, deep set. Gravengood keeps it up. Otten set, back to Anders. Anders just tips it over. Now the Falcons center it back. Newblatt with a deep fire. McCartney keeps it up. Across to Brandt. Brandt to Anders. Anders to Otten. Otten settles it down to Hovey. Hovey pushes it across the net. And by cross the net, I mean cross court. And it falls in for Falcon point, 5-4. Not so much a swing on that play, more of kind of a push as she pushes it the length of the net, and it falls in. Hoffmeyer digs it out. Strasburger to McCartney. McCartney's blocked, and it falls on her feet. 5-5, Bowling Green with another block. They now lead they're tied in blocks 5-5 with NIU. Lauren Hovey Gravengood back to Hoffmeyer, who just has to bump it over. Free play for the Falcons. On with a strike into the donut and caught. Ava Gravengood sleeping. 6-5 Bowling Green. And a timeout will be taken by NIU. 11 points into the third set. 6-5 Bowling Green leads the Huskies on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU women's soccer concluded their season on Sunday after a loss in the MAC quarterfinal that sent the Falcons home before the MAC semifinal for the first time since 2016. First-year head coach Chris Fox led the squad to a 7-7-4 record, losing 6 of their 7 games in a row while going 4-4-3 in conference play. The Falcons ended their season with a loss on the road to Ohio in the MAC quarterfinal in Athens, marking the first road appearance in the MAC tournament for the team since 2004. Graduate student midfielder Lexi Zerwin led the team with 11 points on the year, followed closely by sophomore forward Emma Stransky, who ended the season with a career high in 10 points. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Six to 5 ball game. The Falcons lead the Northern Illinois Huskies. They use their first timeout of the third set, down 2 sets. So they need to come away with this one, get their second win in MAC play this season. They're 1-14 in the Mid-American Conference, but some rough opponents: Central Michigan, Western Michigan twice, Ball State twice, Buffalo twice, and Bowling Green now. All of those teams top 5 in the Mid-American Conference. So tough opponents. They've gave Bowling Green a lot of struggles in the last 2 games. BG has come away with every set so far. Haven't dropped one, but they've been tight. 26-24 twice, 25-23, a 25-21 as well. Now we have a stoppage now for whatever reason. I don't know what they are waiting on. The officials were just looking at something, I suppose. So Lauren Hovey now will go for her 3rd serve in a row. An ace, 2 aces, 2 errors in this game. Hoffmeyer digs it out. Strasburg way across to Emma McCartney, who puts it past Avery Anders. Emma McCartney's had the hot hand as of late. 5 kills, 2 errors on 8 total attempts compared to Ava Gravengood, who's been the best outside hitter for NIU. 5 kills, 2 attempts on 19, or 2 errors on 19 total attempts. This ball is in from the Falcons. They'll take a 7-6 lead, but McCartney has come in this 3rd set and just absolutely torn it up. Again, 5 kills, 4 of which come in this 3rd set. Sydney Hernandez for the serve. And she puts it into the top of the tape. It falls down on the side of the Falcons. NIU service kept up by the Falcons. Otten set across to Mia Tyler. Puts it through Atiamo and Emma McCartney on the back row. Great rip from Mia Tyler on the far side. Gives Bowling Green a 1-point buffer, a 8-7. Dug out by Hoffmeyer. Again, a good play. Shannon Duncan sends this one high and long. Not off the tip, so the point will go to BG 9-7. Duncan's played a lot in this game. Again, we have yet to see Riley Alvin, who had a great game yesterday. It doesn't look like she's dealing with injury. She is dressed. LaPinta received by McCartney. Strasburger again into Gravengood. Gravengood is blocked by Mattil and Otten at the line. Mia Tyler with an attack now. Keeps it up. Otten bumps that across. Thrown down by Ava Gravengood, and they take the point back, 9-8. Sophie Herdback, right-handed setter, done a great job in the last 2 games. Otten to Tyler. Tyler with a rip off the block. It doesn't fall in. Now it does. Falls on the side of the Falcons, tied up at 9. Hernandez handles this one. Otten throws it into the donut in front of Emma McCartney. 10-9, the Falcons lead. Midway through this 3rd set, they lead 2-0. Again, a huge win. They need this and 2 more against Ohio next week to clinch a Stroh Center MAC tournament, which would be a huge advantage for the Falcons. Hoffmeyer has to be dumped in by Gravengood. Now Mattil to Otten. Otten foreground to Mia Tyler off of Hoffmeyer. Way out of play. Another kill for Mia Tyler. She's up to 6 on the game. Lauren Hovey with 12. Jessica Andrews with 7. Mia Tyler with 6. Jordan Newblatt with 5. Amanda Otten with 4. Alexis Mattil with 3. So down the chain from 7 are the Falcons, except for Lauren Hovey's 12 kills on 17 attempts. Making up for yesterday when she was a little bit lackluster offensively. Negative .032 hitting percentage kind of tells the tale. More errors than kills. Gravengood, Hernandez. Otten over the middle, tipped over by Mattil. Good play by Otten to dig this one out. Now Tyler is received by McCartney on a strong strike. Strike from the back row by Gravengood won't land. Hernandez bump set back to Hovey. Hovey winds up, kills, goes out of play off of the overpass from Ava Gravengood on the back row. I'm constantly wondering over the last 2 games what this Northern Illinois team would be like if they had defensive specialists to the extent of the Falcons. I mean, Lindsay LaPinta, Avery Anders, Sydney Hernandez. Crew Hoffmeyer's been the only consistent defensive specialist for NIU in this game. Attack from Nedich goes off the block. Anders keeps it up. Newblatt with a rip now, sends it way high and long. So NIU will take one back. 12-11. Bowling Green still leads, but I mean, you're playing opposite hitters and outside hitters on the back row almost constantly, depending on them to be able to get down and make digs. And it's been fantastic to see Gravengood and McCartney make the plays that they have, but you're asking a lot. And, if you do like the Falcons and you have 2 defensive specialists in almost at all times, that defense becomes a lot stronger. Rip from Lauren Hovey again. 14th kill of the game for the junior opposite hitter. From the right side again, off the block and out of play. 14 kills, 2 errors, 20 total attempts. Gravengood again on the back row. Atiamo is almost kept up by Amanda Otten, who lays out for that one, but the lead is narrowed to 1, 13-12. Almost a wholesale change for NIU as they bring in Savannah Brandt and Ella Strasburger, as well as Charlie Atiamo. Strasburger targets LaPinta, but she gets the ball back and just has to dump it over. Gravengood to Strasburger, over the middle to Atiamo, can't make it land. Now this one's across to Newblatt. Newblatt off the block, spins it down in front of Gravengood. 14-12, Bowling Green leads. Lauren Hovey back behind the line to serve. The left-hander, same tradition she always does, the dribbling. Takes it in her left hand, up and over. McCartney off the block. Newblatt to Otten, back to Newblatt. Tries to force it in. Yes, what a tip from Jordan Newblatt, her 7th kill of the game. On her 20th attempt, 300 hitting percentage from the 5th-year transfer, who's been an instant game changer to the Falcons. 133 kills. And her time at Bowling Green is that second option opposite hitter behind Mia Tyler. Avery Anders makes a great play even to get it close, but it goes way back and into the scoreboard. 15-13 is the score. Bowling Green still leads, but doesn't have the ball. LaPinta to Otten, back to Newblatt. Newblatt tries to tip it over again. Andrews has to keep it up. Otten, another 4 set to Newblatt, who spins it off the block again. Those off speeds, they're just the blockers. Atiamo and Savannah Brandt just can't do anything with it. Hernandez, 16, serving 13. Freshman gets it over to another freshman, McCartney. Strasburger, another freshman, sets this one up to Atiamo. Mia Tyler with a rip now down the line. Is it in? Yes, it is. The bench erupts for the Falcons. They had a perfect view for that one. A timeout taken by NIU as the Falcons lead in the third set, 17-13. BG up 2-0, trying to come away with the second sweep in a row of the Northern Illinois Huskies on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconmedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
17 for BG, 13 for NIU. Third set, the Falcons lead in sets 2-0. Second game of a 2-game series here in Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois. Falcons looking to get onto the bus, go get some sweep ice cream, and head home with a good taste in their mouth before the last regular season series of the week, of the year, I should say, of 2024, next week against Ohio. Hernandez after the kill from Mia Tyler. McCartney, diving play to keep it up. Gravengood with an attack from downtown. Hernandez keeps it up. Overpass. Hovey's there. Otten to Andrews. Andrews into the chest of Ella Strasburger, but she can't make a play. 18 for Bowling Green. They're running away with it here. Up 5. Hernandez again, third serve in a row. McCartney to Strasburger, who sets up Brand. Brand tries to tip it in, but Otten keeps it up. Hovey has to dump it out of the zone of the Falcons. Now back to Gravengood, off the block. Hoffmeyer is there to keep it up. Strasburger changes direction again. Brandt with another attack. Otten to Tyler. Tyler, a rip, kept up by McCartney off the tip. Atiamo sets up Gravengood, who's essentially a free play as she half strikes that one over. Otten goes over on the first touch. So does Tyler. It won't land either time. Now Atiamo again, and it falls. Bowling Green takes a long stretched point, 19-13 the score. Jessica Andrews looks like she got the last hand on that one. Hernandez over, McCartney. Strasburger again sets up Gravengood, who tips it over, and it's just away. Jessica Andrews wants to tip it up in the air so one of her Falcons could take hold, but it's way out of play for any of Bowling Green's players. Lead is still 5, 19-14. Charlie Atiamo. Otten from behind the 3-meter line, back to Mia Tyler, puts it off of McCartney and out of play. 9th kill of the game for Mia Tyler on the 22nd attempt. 45th kill for the Falcons, already ahead of yesterday's total of 44. They still have 5 points left to play at least. Strasburger to Gravengood. Gravengood with a strike. I think it went off the block. Yes, it did, and it goes to the Huskies. And they use 5 from the Falcons. The Falcons are 5 away from putting away the match. Sophie Hurt. 21 assists yesterday, 7 digs. This one served to Hernandez, to Otten, to Tyler, and yes, ma'am. Put her right between 3 back row Huskies who just had no play on it. Been firing that deep seam all day long and then put that one right in the donut. And with the weight on their heels, McCartney, Hoffmeyer, and Gravengood couldn't handle. Hoffmeyer to Hurt. Hurt sets up Gravengood. Gravengood with another attack, blocked by Mattil. Now Nedic gets her attack on the other side, again blocked by Mattil. Lapinta keeps it up. Otten sets up Hovey. Hovey with a rip off the block and out of play. 22-15, the Falcons dominating the Huskies. Amanda Otten with the serve, tightly hugs the net. Gravengood with another attack off nobody. She just sent it long. Strong miss there. It's frantic time for NIU. They're down to their last 2 points and they need at least 10 more. 23-15. Otten sends it just long. The official was right on it. 16 for the Huskies, 23 for the Falcons. They lead by 7. Looks like they're going to put this one away and take a sweep on the series. Last away series of the 2024 regular season. Maybe the last away series of the season if they get a home MAC championship. Hovey with a rip down the line. Hoffmeyer wears the business end of this one. It's set point for Bowling Green and for what could be the last time this weekend. And in an away arena this year, the Falcon faithful stand on their feet. It's an Avery Anders serve. Gravengood to Hurt. Hurt back set to Nedic. Nedic to Otten. Otten kept up by Lapinta. Bump set to Hovey. Hovey is ripped down, but it's blocked by Shannon Duncan and Emma McCartney on the front row. Drew Hoffmeyer back to serve. The Falcons still at set point. They lead by 7. They need 1 point before NIU gets 7. Otten to Newblatt. Newblatt off the block, kept up by Hoffmeyer. Hurt back to McCartney. Off the block again. Tyler keeps it up. Lapinta with the bump set into Hovey. Hovey off the block and down. The Falcons complete a 6-set sweep over the Northern Illinois Huskies this weekend. Advanced to 14-2 in the Mid-American Conference, still with a great chance at a home MAC championship in a few weeks. They head back home to the Stroh Center where they have Ohio next week on Friday and Saturday. We'll bring you an interview with Associate Coach Alex Del Piombo in a few minutes, and then post-game after that on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU Volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Here in Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois, here with Associate Coach Alex Del Piamo. Coach, it was a 6-set sweep this weekend, essentially over the 2 games, but NIU gave you guys all you can handle, really. How did it feel for you guys to get 2 wins?
Well, it feels great. Always love learning lessons through wins. They're a really good team. We don't want to ever go into a win and feel like it was easy, because how's that making us better? How's that making them better? And, I thought that they gave us a lot of pressure in places we need to get better at. And so that was kind of fun to see our team adapt, get better throughout a set, get better throughout the match and throughout the weekend. And really proud of how they responded. There were some, it's a hard environment to play in. The fans feel like they're right on top of you. And I thought we stayed really poised and consistent with our mentality.
Yeah, you've mentioned before the game just the little things are the adjustments you wanted to make from yesterday's game into today's game. How did you feel that those landed in certain regards? One that jumps out to me is services. 4 aces today to 11 errors. I know you guys wanted to be more aggressive, but that's a lot of points given right to NIU.
Yeah, first set we gave away way too many points. We weren't getting them out of system, and we were missing serves. And then I thought as the second set went on, errors were good errors. They were timed well, but we got them out of system way more, especially in the third, and that's what made us kind of have that little difference in the point differential in the third. We were controlling from the serving line, which took pressure off our block, and our defense was able to play better. Yeah,
receptions felt a lot tighter today, too, throughout the entire match, which is good to see. I'm sure that was a talking point for you guys from yesterday into today. And then another one, Lauren Hovey, yesterday, I believe she had 7 kills and 8 total errors. Today, she went ballistic. She had 17 kills, 23 attacks, 609 hitting percentage. That's just a complete 180 yesterday to today. Yeah,
Lauren's a stud. We know that. I had no doubt in my mind she would take over tonight. Part of her being so good is that she has a really high standard for herself, and we were grateful we got a team win yesterday. That's what good teams do, right? Is that when you have studs have off nights, somebody else can still pick up their bucket. But we knew she'd bounce back tonight. What I love to see is how balanced everything looked, from digs to our blocks to our kill percentage. I thought everybody kind of did their job in those areas. There's still things we got to get better at, our block and our serve receive, but it was a team win. But Lauren's a stud. We knew that.
Last away weekend of the year. We have a home weekend next year, and then hopefully a home MAC championship. What are you guys looking for? Big things going into next week against Ohio.
We'll take it day by day. We're going to go in Monday and think, how do we get better? We love looking at ourselves in the mirror and saying, what do we get a little bit better at, but still practicing what we think we're really good at. Our offense is flowing. Amanda's being great. We're really good servers. So we'll work on those things, but we'll also say, how do we keep improving things that we know we can get better at? That hunger, I don't think this team has lost it yet, and that's what's really special about them is every day we're like, it's about us getting better, and that's how we'll approach next week.
Well, thank you for being with us, Coach. Well, good luck next week, and safe trip home.
Thank you.
We'll be back in just a few moments with a short post game, some stat reading as well on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
A lot of things changed from yesterday's game versus NIU to today, but Bowling Green Volleyball able to come away with the same result, a 3-set sweep over the Huskies yesterday and today. And Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Falcons won the first set 25-23, second set 25-19, third set 25-17. Marked improvement each set as it went along. We saw it on the court as well with the eye test. You guys heard it as well with the excitement that came from the arena. 23-19 and then 17. The defense got better. The offense got better. The kills increased throughout the game. Side-out percentage got better for the Falcons. Attack percentage got better for the Falcons as well. Blocking got better as the game went along. Just an absolute masterclass in improving and getting set to set and just keep taking it point by point and just improving every play, as you just heard Coach Alex Del Piombo say a few moments ago. On the side of stats from Northern Illinois, the leaders in kills were Charlie Atiemo, had a lot of kills early, but not a lot of them late. And Ava Gravengood had a lot of them late, not a lot of them early. They each had 8 on 29 and 15 total attempts, respectively. A 172 hitting percentage for Gravengood, a 467 hitting percentage for Atiemo, the middle blocker. The second to them is Emma McCartney, who was very good late. 6 total kills, 5 of them in that third set. Only 2 errors and 11 total attacks for a 364 hitting percentage, with 4 digs as well, playing on that back row. And then 4 kills from Nedich, 3 from Brandt and Guvner. Guvner's a talking point as well, who had 3 kills today, 4 errors and 11 total attempts for a negative .091 hitting percentage, similar to Lauren Hovey. She's their best attacker. Lauren Hovey yesterday had 7 kills, 8 errors, 31 total attempts for a negative .032 hitting percentage, and today she went off. She had 17 kills, 3 errors, 23 total attempts, 609 hitting percentage. She led the Falcons in kills. Mia Tyler was second in kills with 10, 3 errors, 23 attempts for her for 304 hitting percentage. Tied with Jordan Newblatt in hitting percentage at 304, but Newblatt had 8 kills on 1 error, 23 total attempts, the same as Mia Tyler. And then Jessica Andrews had 7 kills. Amanda Otten had 4, and Alexis Mattil had 3 with 3 blocks as well on that end. The Falcons were outblocked today. 5 total blocks for the Falcons to 7 total blocks for NIU, but most of that was due to NIU attacking a lot high and taking kills off of the top of the fingertips, so the Falcons taking advantage of their good blocking, which was a smart play from NIU, but their efficiency was still a little bit down. In the end, it was 175 across the entire game. They had a 194 hitting percentage in the second set, 161 and 167 in the first and third, and they lost all 3. Just on tough look for Northern Illinois, who again has had such tough opponents the last few weeks. Central, Western Michigan twice, Ball State twice, Buffalo twice, and now BG twice. They have not won a game over that span, but those are the top, they're pretty much the top 5 teams in the Mid-American Conference. So it's a rough schedule for Northern Illinois. They're still a very good team, looking to be better next year as things go along for them. Quite young as well. Gravengood is a freshman. McCartney is a freshman. A couple of good players leaving. Riley Alvin's a freshman as well, who didn't play today, but she looked very good yesterday. Some strong things to see from Northern Illinois, but some even stronger things from Bowling Green, who now heads into their final home series of the 2024 regular season next week against Ohio on Friday and Saturday. That's the final regular season games. If they win both, no matter what happens in the rest of the Mid-American Conference, they secure a Stroh Center MAC Tournament championship. Not the championship win, but the MAC Tournament Championship is going to be held in the Stroh Center, and as we all know, it's such a strong advantage for the Falcons to be in the Stroh Center and in front of their home crowd, and I like the odds of the Falcons at home. The only way they could miss it is if they lose a game and Central wins out, in which case Central will own the tiebreaker, even though it's a tie record, and they will be the first seed. But the Falcons can take care of business in the next week, head into practice strong, and come out against Ohio with 2 wins and stay in town in Bowling Green, at least hopefully until they get to NCAA's, say they win the entire MAC championship. After the player of the game, I should say, Falcon Media Sports Network player of the game is pretty obvious by the post-game, Lauren Hovey, 17 kills on 23 attempts, only 3 errors, 609 hitting percentage. I mean, that's a middle blocker level hitting percentage from Lauren Hovey. 2 aces, only 2 errors, 7 total digs. Didn't get a double-double, but knocking on the door. I'm sorry, that's 2.5 total blocks from Lauren Hovey, 2 solo blocks, and a blocking assist for her. Honorable mention, Amanda Otten, 4 kills on 7 attempts, only 1 error, 429 hitting percentage for Amanda, 28 assists and 8 digs. So she was on double-double watch as well as Lauren Hovey. She also had a block to go along, 2 blocking assists for the sophomore setter. The Falcons take it in 3 sets, 25-23, 25-19, and 25-17. Special thanks to Artie Abrego and for allowing us to be on the air today. Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz, our directors of the Falcon Media Sports Network, for allowing us to travel with teams and do our away broadcast. We will see you next week for more BGVB on Friday and Saturday on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU Volleyball.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to bgfalconmedia.com.